And I guess the first thing I should ask you, what do people call you over the course of your day?
Yeah, I mean, anything from Adam to Mr. City to the Owl Guy, you
Right.
name it. Yeah.
So there are people out there who actually do like, hey, what's up, Owl City?
Yeah, I mean, the people that are like, are you the guy from Owl City? And they don't know my name. Yeah, but it's cool.
Right.
It's cool.
But your name is Adam.
Yeah.
Might be how you introduce yourself to friends.
Yeah.
How does that work? Hopefully I'm not the only one that's a little confused by it. Like Owl City, I've heard it referred to as a project.
Right.
That you, Adam, are the mastermind behind.
Yeah, I mean, it's truly just a solo artist doing his thing. I chose the name over just my real name because it has a little bit of an intrigue or a mystique or an ambiguity that I think is interesting, and I like when people are like, well, is it a guy, is it a band, what is it? To me, that's kind of cool.
So you like the confusion.
A little bit, yeah.
Have you noticed a boom in the popularity of owls lately?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of girls who come to my show have like owl bracelets or necklaces or jewelry. It seems to be like an in thing. Yeah.
Are you going to take all the credit for that happening?
Maybe. I might, yeah.
I think you should. You might as well if you're in that situation. So now that we have who you are down, let's talk about where you're from.
Yes. Minnesota.
Are you a Vikings fan?
When they win, yes.
I wouldn't talk about that tonight.
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of a sore subject.
That's what I
after
hear.
Sunday's game.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
So
I'll be careful.
Might want to don some red and gold at tonight's show. But you started making music in your parents' basement.
Yep.
And now you have platinum-selling records, and
it doesn't add up. I know. I know it's
across
weird.
the U.S.
It's really strange.
How do your parents feel about it?
They've been so supportive every step of the way. You know, they've been really good about saying we're not industry people. We don't know the music industry. We don't really know what's going on all the time, but we're proud of you, and you're our kid. I'm their only child, so they've been really supportive, and I love them to death.
That's awesome. All right, was there a moment where they were just shocked? Because I know, like, with my parents, I did kind of the same thing. I was always playing around with records and stuff in the garage, and they were like, this kid is a loser until I got a job.
Yeah. I mean, the first time I think I remember leaving home, I think one of the first international shows I played was in Shanghai in China, and I got to make the drive from Shanghai to see the Great Wall, and I called my mom and I said, you'll never guess where your son is standing on right now, and she said, it's 4 a.m. Why are you calling me? You know? Nice. But they were like, wow, this is, this thing he's been doing in the basement has taken him around the world a couple times. We get it now.
Well, you were part of that era of artists who kind of got their start on MySpace, and there's been a lot of talk lately about MySpace coming back. At least that's what Justin Timberlake is saying. Do you think it'll ever get to the point where it was once? Do you think it'll ever be that big again? Maybe.
I'd like to think so, but I'm not sure. I happened to be kind of in the right place at the right time when it was really booming, right. And I didn't have it planned out that way at all. But it definitely helped launch my career for what it is, and social media was my way of doing things, promoting what I do in a sort of anonymous way, because I've never been the guy to go out and knock on doors or shake hands in person, really. My personality is a lot more kind of behind the scenes in that way, so MySpace was like my jam. It was a way to be like, okay, here's what I made, I'm going to put it out there, whoever wants to find it, come as they may, and it was great.
Yeah. It's it feels like such a wave to ride of just, keeping up with what's next.
There's always something new, right?
Facebook feels like it's almost getting a little old now.
Yeah.
And people are all about Instagram.
I know. It's like it is a wave. Yeah, you got to ride it though.
Exactly. I read you used to suffer from insomnia.
Yeah, tough time falling asleep, and it still is that way, especially out on the road. It's a little tougher just to sleep for, a long time on the moving tour bus, but it's kind of a blessing and a curse, because generally when I can't sleep, when everyone else is in bed and there's no one around to bother me, I'm like the most creative. So,
nice.
Usually I get more done.
This isn't your first time in the Bay Area, your show tonight.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite things to do while you're in town?
Last time I was here, I got the most amazing clam chowder. I'm sure that's a very classic thing.
Yep.
I went to see the sea lions, another classic thing. I haven't spent that much time
like
here.
You spend a lot of time at Fisherman's Wharf.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. So I have done that, but I love it here.